This part got so viral because very few people want to paint funerals in the art. You paint a funeral, nobody will buy this piece. Hi, I'm Yip Yew Chong. I'm a Singaporean artist. So when I was in secondary school, primary school, or even in the university, I have never thought of becoming a full-time artist. Why? Because in those years, we are all very practical people. We need to find a job that makes money, and that's why I did accounting. And I have no regrets actually. So when I was working as an accountant for over 25 years of my life, I didn't really have time and the motivation to do art seriously until 2015, when I was taking a break from work. I saw many murals already popped up all over Singapore, Malaysia, and I wanted to try painting a mural on the street. So in 2015, I took that opportunity. I went around my neighborhood, knocked on the doors to find a house owner to give me permission to paint. The owner luckily allowed me to paint on the wall, and bingo! After the first two murals were painted, they were warmly received. I got a lot of requests to paint on other people's houses. But in 2016, I have to go back to work already. But I didn't want to give up. I continued to accept those commission projects, but I could only do it during the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, and went on a painting spree for 3 years, 2016 to 2018, as a weekend part-time artist, full-time accountant. And then in 2018, I left my job because my wife encouraged me to develop my art. Because of her, I said, yeah, I will leave my job now, look after myself, develop my art to really become a serious artist, not a part-time artist anymore. Okay, so this is the Cantonese opera mural. When I was a little boy, I always followed my second aunt. Went around Chinatown to hunt for free operas to watch. I think it drew a lot of interest from even the younger people, whom some of them have never seen an opera before. So in a way, I'm not preserving history or preserving heritage, but promoting interest, so that when people see something like this, oh, it used to be like this, they become interested, they find out more, or they even want to see a real one in the future. I would say I am developing my style, slowly evolving and improving, and also learning the ropes of being an artist. I think my style, I would call it semi-realistic. My favorite theme is to paint nostalgic sceneries. To me, the most difficult thing to paint, I think, are the figures, people. I am very lazy. I didn't really attend proper classes to draw figures. I will normally go there and look at the wall. I will use paint straight away. I don't even use pencil. And I will just draw some outlines, some broad lines. That's how I paint. That's my process. I skip all the steps and straight away just look at some reference photographs, or by observing people walking on the street, how they sit, how they stand, and using my imagination, I just draw it. I thought that a little bit of an imperfection, it's quite interesting, because I know that over time, when I drew more and more, I improve. But there are some critics who also say, which I tend to agree, figures look very cartoonish, very awkward. Yeah, it's true. Besides that, they also criticize my techniques, which I also accept, because I felt that I'm still learning. I want to improve, so I observe how people paint, and over time I get better and better. This part got so viral because very few people want to paint funerals in the art. You paint a funeral, nobody will buy this piece. This depicts my old Chinatown home when I lived in Sago Lane. So 1983 is the year that my family moved out of this house, and subsequently in 1984 this house was demolished. My family didn't have a camera at that time, so we didn't have a the luxury of documenting the house in photos. Here I painted my grandmother sewing the patchwork blanket, myself and my siblings playing the aeroplane chess on a wooden bed. And this is how you ring the doorbell. You don't press the button, you pull the string. And then this bell will ring. Ding! When I was painting the Tian Hock Keng mural, a passerby walked past and saw me painting the scene of a temple was actually fronting the sea. And he was very confused. He asked me, was the temple really at the beachfront? I said, yes, that was why I painted this scene. So in a way, people suddenly realized that through art, they can learn about the history of the place. I'm doing bigger and bigger scale stuffs, but the style haven't really changed drastically. It's still the same semi-realistic style, but I think in terms of scale, I am more and more ambitious. For example, now I am doing this 60-meter long canvas painting. I see myself still as a new artist, being 4 years now. But within the 4 years, I am trying very hard to diversify my portfolio. I got an iPad and I was drawing directly on an iPad, and that was kind of a breakthrough for me. I created more and more digital art, and I don't see any difference in drawing on a tablet or drawing on a wall or on a canvas. It's still the same techniques. As I practice more and more, and I posted some of all these animation and digital drawings on the social media, I actually got requests to be commissioned for such digital works. The other reason why I accept less mural projects now is because I felt that I have painted just too many, especially in Singapore. I painted 50 over, and most of them are about nostalgic Singapore, same style. I think people are getting tired looking at the same thing. I myself also. That's why I want to do other stuffs like digital and canvases. I draw inspirations for my works from various sources. First is my broad memories of my own childhood. Not just childhood, actually my life. I put all these scenes and memories into my artworks. Okay, secondly, you have to do research. So I look through thousands of archive pictures and videos, look for those scenes which I thought should be part of my broad memory and compose them into a scene. And then finally, and most importantly, is my imagination. The most powerful thing about imagination is you can mix many things out. For example, I mix the times, mix places. I can join like a Orchard Road to Little India and Chinatown to Singapore River. All this really requires imagination. When someone sees my works for the first time, I wish that they will say, wow, this is something different. I've never seen this before. I can really relate to it. I can identify with the painting. I can identify with every object, the scene, the people, and I'm really part of the painting. That's what I want to achieve. Hi, I'm Yew Chong. I'm an artist, and this is why I do what I do.